Hello, welcome to Stone Magpie. My name is Suzanne and I welcome you in to my FlossTube number 4. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that we've got lots of FlossTube channels to choose from, so I'm really thrilled that you found mine. And I do have to say a thank you to Kayleen at CCL Stitches for the shout out. Thank you so much. And if you've joined me from watching her channel, then welcome to Stone Magpie. Today I've got lots of projects to give you an update on. I've got 5 WIPs to show you and I am going to do them in the order of the most stitching I've done throughout March. So I'll give you an update on how long the stitch has been from start to finish. I've also got some haul. I've got some news on a new start ready for April and any other chat in between. I may well give you some life updates as well. It's the 28th of March, which is Good Friday, so we're settling in for a long weekend. The sunshine is actually out in the UK, unbelievably, at the moment anyway, and so I'm going to try and take advantage of that after the video. Our magnolia tree in the front garden is in full bloom, and I have to say this year it's absolutely magnificent, and I have tried to take a picture so that you can see it for yourself because I'm just so thrilled with how it's been. I'm just so thrilled that it's springtime. So I've got all of my WIPs out on the table in running order to show you what I've worked on from the most to the least during March. So the first one is this stunning pattern from PUNTAGOPETITEPATTERN on Etsy, and I call it the Libra Lady. I love this design. Now I have taken a picture of where I was up to at the end of February, which I'll put on screen now. And this is where I'm up to now. Now I haven't ironed it because life's too short. And here we are. I think I've done quite a bit, haven't I, throughout March? And I'm thrilled with how this one's turning out. We did go from lots of greys and blacks into lots of dark blues going into the lighter middle. One thing I am going to say is that I'm a little bit disappointed in the detail within this light blue bit here. If I show you the picture again, can you see how it looks like it should be a lot lighter in colour, and mine doesn't seem to have that definition. And I don't know if that's because I'm not using DMC colours. I'm using an unbranded floss on this one, which I got on Amazon in a really big pack of about 450 colours. And it's sewing up okay, but I did wonder whether to take those little bits out and do a lighter blue. There are some details, don't know if you can see, because they are like one strands details within the finish, so that will highlight it a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. I might leave it as it is and put up with it rather than try and unpick the stitches. There's the back there. Now this stitch is actually quite intense. It's just 2 strand full cross, but I think it's the way that the patterning is with all of the different blends, and I do have to concentrate quite a bit on the count on this one. So altogether, from start to finish, it has been stitched for 33 hours, 36 minutes to get to this point. So I did actually wonder whether to do a restart in the DMC, but 33 hours is a lot. And if I did, I don't think I would choose a cream background either, because what I realised was I will have to frame it right up to the edge because I don't particularly like the cream border. So yes, I think I'll continue with this one. It is on a 16 count cream Aida, by the way. Yeah, I think I will just have to continue. I don't think I could face a restart. Oh, so that is the first WIP to show you today. So the second WIP that I've got that I've spent the most time on is the 4 Seasons kit Dream Pattern. It's on a 14 count white Aida, and this is where I was up to at the end of February. Now I have done a fair bit of stitching on this one, and here is where we're up to. Look at that! I'm quite proud of that stitching this month. I've got that big tree in, and I've started the bird here. Oh, honestly, I'll put it this side because we want to see the new stitching, don't we? We've got the big tree, the summer fruits, and then the spring blossom on this side with the lighter green. And then we've got some pale blue here, and we've got the bird in flight. And if you look really closely, they're carrying a twig in their beak. And this weekend I am hoping to stitch the nest of eggs. Being Easter, I think it would be really good fun to stitch that nest of eggs, and I was wondering whether I could put a little date somewhere in it. I did wonder whether it would go in the eggs themselves, but there's a little chick picking out of one, and then there's 3 whole eggs, not 4. So yeah, let me get my glasses on. I did realise, by the way, in my last FlossTube, I do look like I'm scowling. It's because my eyesight is so bad, I have to sort of peer like this. So I might leave my glasses on this time. So yes, there are 3 full eggs and a little chick peeking out. So I couldn't really put the date in there, but I might be able to do it underneath. I'm going to have a think about that one because I think it would be really good to have the date on somewhere in this stitch. We've got so many beautiful design details in here. And if you look at the honeycomb at the top, we've got the bee with the honeycomb. And I did mention last time that I actually quite like it that they're not all filled in. So I have left some empty of honey that he's still working on, and I think it looks really good like that. And that's how we can personalise our own stitches, isn't it? Where we just change it up a little bit, and even those errors that we make sometimes can make it more personal. So yes, so far, now this timing is from January because I actually started this stitch in September. So I didn't think to time it because I didn't know I was going to be doing FlossTubes. So since January, which I think was around about, I think I'd done most of this before January and I was up to the bird. So let's say this section here has taken 27 hours, 51 minutes of complete pleasure. I love stitching on this one. It's so great. I love the bright colours. It's a really easy count, and I like doing this on an evening. It's so easy to see after a hard day's work and my eyes are not too strained for it. One thing I haven't yet mentioned on this stitch, and it is a bit of a confession, talking about personalising things by the errors that we make. This guy here, our little friendly hedgehog here, I did go a little bit wrong on. So he does look like he's got longer legs than a normal hedgehog. But every time I look at it, it makes me chuckle. And so I left it in. I just thought, you know, no one will know. But I'm now admitting it to you all that we've got a long-legged hedgehog. And it's fine. I love it. Oh dear. Right. So I think I'm actually blushing. Okay, right, let's see. Next WIP that I've spent a lot of time on is the Spring Stitch Along All Things Grow with Love. And again, I will put a picture of where I was up to at the end of February. Right. Just trying to hold it against the envelope because it is a linen, so it is quite see-through. Here we are. This is where I am up to. Really pleased that I've kept up with the stitch along. It's Historical Sampler Company, and this stitch along is coming out in 4 parts. So I kept up with stage 1, stage 2, and then stage 3 took me by surprise. I was feeling all smug-like because I'd finished the second pattern release, and I was thinking, oh, that's great, I've got 2 more weeks until the next one's out. And then pop, up the next one came. And I thought, oh, okay, right, we'll carry on then. Now, what I do have to say is that there are charted words here, and they are All Things Grow with Love. And I've left it blank, as you can see, because I'm thinking, for me, it might be better to do Spring 2024, because I really want to mark the occasion that this is my first ever stitch along, and I always like to have the year in my stitch. So I'm thinking of charting that myself, or trying to find a really lovely font for the spring lettering and see if I can make it fit into that part of the design. But look at the colours in this. They are so pretty for spring, and I really like the symmetry of it. We've got the 2 birds in the centre top, looking at the flower with the bee underneath, and then we've got 2 more birds emerging either side to carry on with all the florals and twiddly bits. Really, really pretty, this one. So the stitch along is still going on. There is a Facebook page and an Instagram page. And oh, and that reminds me, because I am terrible, I have got an Instagram page. It is StoneMagpie11 if you do want to follow me over there. I always forget to mention it because I'm not really that into the social media things. I don't post very often, but I have been posting updates on my stitch along on my Instagram page. So this one has taken 25 hours, 35 minutes so far to stitch. And I think because it's quite gappy, it's a really quick stitch. The hardest bit, I think, is trying to count from a motif to a motif, especially when you start leaving bits out. And another confession is I was watching a new FlossTuber, her name 60 Minute Stitcher, and she was making me laugh so much that I miscounted. I miscounted a few times. I tell you, oh, I do have to get a board and some clips, but anyway, we'll cope. I miscounted twice on this bird, so I had to pull out these stitches twice because I miscounted it. Every time she put on a new WIP or talked about something, I had to look up and I was losing my place and all of that. So it's all her fault. So yes, if you want to have a look at a new FlossTuber, do head over to 60 Minute Stitcher, but maybe not stitch at the same time if you're anything like me. In the end, I gave up and I thought, okay, it's fine. He's not as fat as these birds up here, but I'll stitch this one the same. I'll do the same mistakes this side so it still looks symmetrical and it'll all be fine. And I'm happy with it, it's fine. Oh dear. But aren't FlossTubers great, honestly? Now, I did want to say as well, the way that we consume YouTube differs, doesn't it? So how do you view YouTube? I tend to, when I'm stitching, watch it on my TV, which is why I was stitching and watching. But if I'm not stitching, then I'll have it on my laptop. And that's where, if I'm watching somebody and really enjoying the channel, I'll subscribe because it's easier to do so. Whereas on the TV, I don't have the subscribe thing going on. So I have to then remember who I've enjoyed to then go on my laptop, go onto the channel and subscribe. So I've done a few this month, and I'm just wondering how you consume your YouTube, because subscribes are always fantastic, and I really do appreciate everybody that does subscribe, like and share. Honestly, it's a thrill to have you all here with me. Believe you me, I am ever so grateful that you take your time to watch what I'm doing, because I just enjoy stitching so much now. I've got back into it big time. I'm learning loads and just really enjoying the process. So to have you here as well alongside me on the journey means so much. So really big thank yous. So while I'm talking about FlossTube, I've got 2 new FlossTube channels to give a shout out to. The first one is Butterfly Stitches. She's got her number 2 video out now, and I watched it this morning as I was getting my makeup on and getting all prepared to show you all my stitching, and I really enjoyed seeing all her projects. So head over to Butterfly Stitches if you'd like to see that one too. The second shout out I'd like to give is to Cross Stitch Mad Sarah. Now I follow Sarah on Instagram and have done for a while, and so it's so lovely to see her FlossTube. Again, number 2 video is out now from Sarah, and she's so natural and funny and sweet. I really enjoyed seeing her videos, and I look forward to seeing more WIPs as we go on. So 2 new FlossTube channels. Right, back to my WIPs. Okay, the next one that I have spent time working on during March is Dandelion, or I call this one Grasshopper, because he's right in the middle centre. I think it should have been called Grasshopper, this design. Here is where I was up to at the end of February. I'll just put my glasses on whilst I show you where I'm up to now, because this one has got full cross, it's got single strand cross, and now it's got half cross details in. I hope you can pick those out against this beautiful red Aida. So it's a really fun stitch, this one, and I wish I'd had more time actually to stitch on it this month. So next month I'm hoping to do even more. I really would like to get a finish, but there's quite a lot of detail still to do on this one. So no, I think that would be a bit ambitious. I think it's because it's quite a small square, but yes, it's deceiving. Yeah, so I'm really happy with how this one is going. On the red, it is quite difficult for me to stitch on an evening, and I think that's why I've not stitched as much as I would have liked on this one. Altogether, so far, it's taken 18 hours, 45 minutes. And do you know what I think it is? I think it's because I want to get his detail in. Because when all of that stitching goes in to bring out his detail, it's going to look so different. But I can't do that until the stitching is in, because it does go over the stitches. Oh, it's going to be so amazing to get all of that detail in at the end. Yeah, definitely going to work on this one more during April. I just love all my stitching. Oh, just love every bit of it. Okay, so the next WIP I've got to show you is Flamingo Fantastico by Luca S. This one is a bit of a nemesis for me. Right, I'll show you where I was up to at the end of February. Okay, get it out of my pillowcase because I am keeping this one on the frame. I'm just loosening the frame off after stitching. There, oh no. I'll put the pillowcase as the background. Now then, I think it's because it's black. That is where I am up to. Now, in fact, I'm going to move across a bit. Oh, oh. That's better. Okay, so that's where I have stitched to. And what I thought was, I mentioned in my last video, I can only really stitch this one on a really sunny day because it is on black. It is a 16 count, but it feels smaller somehow. And I think it's because it's such a dark background. So I was up to here and I thought, okay, I will continue stitching and get that neck detail in before moving up. And then I had a word with myself, thinking, well, if I go up to the top, when I roll up, I won't have this bottom bit rubbing against my lap as I'm working, because I was worried about getting all of that in and then having it underneath there sitting on me. So I decided to travel up. You might not be able to see, there are some dark brown stitches here, so I had to count my way up to the top. And then I got a leaf finished. Oh, and the thrill of getting that leaf finished. Oh yes, it was like, yes. So I am going to move across into the corner, get all of the detail in, again missing out. I think I'll miss out those twiddly details here and do that last, but it depends on how I feel once I've done that corner. And then I'm going to move across the top, then roll up and basically work down in rows. That's what I've decided to do. Yeah, it's quite tricky to stitch on it. And like I say, we've not had that many bright days in the UK. So this one so far has had 8 hours, 44 minutes. 8 hours, 44 minutes. You know, you would look at that, wouldn't you, and think it's probably taken a couple of hours. Unless you're a stitcher, just don't realise how much time these projects take. And especially when you look at, say, my next picture, it's not a WIP yet. It's going to be a new start for April. Oh, so excited. Just move back a little bit as well. Don't want you to see this radiator. Too late. Anyway. So yes, you look at something like this one and this printout is terrible. It doesn't do this design any justice. So I am going to put the proper photograph up on the screen. While they say we look at a design and we think, oh, that's going to be quite small. It's going to be a really quick stitch. But that one is very, very deceiving in the size of it. And I did show my Aida last time in this silver grey colour. It's huge, and if you remember, I did spill some of my tea on the fabric. Oh. So straight after filming, what I did, I got a very damp bit of kitchen roll. I squeezed it out so there was hardly any water left in the kitchen roll, and I dabbed it. I didn't rub it, I dabbed it. And luckily, I've got that little spot of tea out of it. Yay me! And I left it to dry and it's fine. There's absolutely no sign of it anywhere. And I know I could have washed the whole piece, but no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to stitch it unwashed. All I need to do is finish these two sides so that I can stop any fraying. But yeah, look how big it is. And that picture, you wouldn't think it, would you? You wouldn't think how big it is. And now I've unfolded it and oh. Now I don't have a big frame for this one, so I've never done a really big fabric on my little frame. Not sure how that's going to work. I presume you fold it up so that you don't have all of the excess dangling as you're working, because I will be starting central on this one. So that's something that I need to try. But I'm so excited that I'm going to be starting this. Oh, yeah. I love a new start. And like I say, it's a rubbish picture, but it's a beautiful design. It is by VIVSTERS on Etsy, the lovely Vivian. And I've been on her website actually quite recently, not on Etsy, her actual website, and there are so many beautiful designs on there. There is one, and it's like a rainbow arch. Oh, might have to get that one too. Keep your eye open. I've got some haul already, so I was sorely tempted to get that chart and thought, no, not yet. Close to going click, buy now. But I stopped myself. So yes, got my silver grey Aida in a 20 count. And I'm so excited. I've also got my threads in a box. Ooh, let me just see, make sure there's no address details on this as I show you. Just pull that label off a bit. Right, there we go. Okay, got my box of threads with a lovely sticker on. I hope this makes you smile, and I certainly did. I got these threads from Threads for You, and there's another sticker here saying thank you. Whoop. Not yet, be patient. They're trying to pop out too quickly. They're eager, just like me. Thank you for supporting my small business. Now, this is Claire from Threads for You, and Claire, honestly, she is so patient. I think I might have been her most difficult customer ever, but anyway, she was ever so kind to me, and we have been messaging and calling and all sorts of things. And it was all to do with one particular colour, which is this one that's jumping out of the box. Just can't wait to be out. So I wanted all of my threads all at once to try and get the correct batch numbers. Look how beautifully it's packaged. Really fabulous. And it was this colour that was the issue. DMC 564. I needed quite a few of those, and Claire didn't have enough in stock to cover one complete batch. So we were backwards and forwards. What would you prefer to do? I was like, I'll wait and see if you get any more in stock that suit the same batch, etc. In the end, I just thought, no, I'll just have to go with it. We were too short, only two, short of a batch. So I thought, okay, if they're not quite the same, which I don't think they are, I think they are slightly different. Don't know if the camera will pick that up. They are slightly different, but what I thought was I could blend them. Those two are the different ones. And that is the other batch. So what I'm thinking is I could stitch with these two. I'd have to work it out quite carefully if I do it this way. I could stitch the middle segment with those two and then use the rest of them around the circles. But again, I'd have to do a count up on that. I'd have to calculate it to see if I'd have enough in two skeins to do the centre, because there's all sorts of colours mixed in with that. It's not just one colour. Or I could do it where I do one strand of this batch and one strand of that batch. Or I might end up doing one stitch full cross instead of two strand full cross, in which case I wouldn't need those anyway. I think I'm going to do a test on this Iada on the 20 count to see if I could do a 1 strand full cross. I think it would work, in which case I wouldn't need those, but I can use those on a different project. Anyway, that's something I need to work out in the meantime. But in these little boxes, we've got 955, the colour. So everything that's needed quite a bit of the same colour. Claire has really lovely boxed. Lovely, lovely. 311, again in a separate box. And 939. Ooh, dark, dark blue. And then we've got all of the ones that don't need as many colours. Separate there, but look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. Don't slide. All of these colours are, can't lift them any higher up because they just want to all file out and get onto that Iada as quick as they can. Beautiful, beautiful colours. Lovely. Really all year round colours these, aren't they? They would do for any season as well. So once this is finished and up on my wall, it'll look stunning. And Claire very, very kindly sent me a little free gift. Let's put those down before they spill all out while we open our free gift. Excuse any crinkling. While I open it up, see what's inside. Oh, look! It's a fabulous cover minder. Needle keeper. I call them cover minders because I'm so used to diamond painting. My needle keeper. Threads for you. Becoming your one-stop cross-stitching emporium. DMC, Anchor, Madeira and many more. Best price guarantee. P&P up to £4.70 and free on orders over £45. Follow them on Facebook, which I do. And visit the store. There is a QR code there. No question or order too big or too small. So I'm going to use this needle minder. Thank you so much, Claire. Really appreciated. I love the colours in that as well. Look, they're all pew, pew, pew. With the DMC threads in a circle of a rainbow. Fab, 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 fab. Really pleased. Really excited to be starting that project. Feels like it's taken a while. And I'm finally going to do it. So do please stay tuned and subscribe to the channel to see how that one comes along too. Right, haul. Oh, I am so excited. I am just so excited. Now, I think I was caught up in the fear of missing out of charts. I think it was all to do with market. So I still haven't got the chart from from Liz Matthews. It was the spring house chart that I really, really want, but I want the printed one and I've not been able to find it in the UK yet. If you are in the UK or you know where I can get hold of one, please would you let me know in the comments below. Oh, I just love it. I would be a little bit scared of the 2 fabric thing that pattern has on, but I might have to think out of the box of how I could stitch it without 2 fabrics because that's quite advanced for me. I might give it a go, I don't know, but it's all the lining up of the holes and things. Anyway, so I haven't got that chart yet, but I have got plenty of alternatives. Right, are you ready? Are you ready for this chart showcase? I just thought, yes, whilst I see it, I'm going to buy it. Yes, while I see it, I'm going to buy it. And I just continued and continued. And there's a whole mix of things in here. Some of them are in their plastic wallets, so I hope we don't get too much glare from it. There we go. In fact, let's take them out. Oh, I can't take them all out, but I'll take this one out because it's easy. The first one is by Cottage Garden Samplings, Gathering Acorns, A Time for All Seasons, Series 9. Wow, this pattern, when I first looked at it, I thought, that's quite brown. But when you look closer, there are browns, of course, because it's acorns and squirrel, but there's yellows and golds and reds. Really pretty with all of the patterning in the tail and on the squirrel knocking himself, eating that nut. So I thought this one might be a really nice one to start in autumn, but we'll see, you can start it at any time. It is a time for all seasons after all. So looking at the back, Gathering Acorns by Vinnie P.S. Tan, and the suggested fabric for this one is actually a 40 count ancient linen by Picture This Plus. 40 count. Ooh, well, we'll see. The stitch count is 100 by 130. And I just love that design. I just think it's so sweet. So yeah, had to have that one while I saw it. Next, look at this one. I'm not taking this one out of its packet, but beautifully, beautifully presented. We have got crossstitchingart.com, and this one is Genevieve. And I saw her with the horse in the background, and it's got a lovely frame on it with the leaf detail in the background. Counted cross-stitch design, model shown on 32 count Belfast linen, Castle View by Silk Weaver. And the stitch area, it's actually 29.69 centimetres squared, so it doesn't say how many stitches across and down. 33 DMC colour, and Mill Hill beads are needed. Suitable for any count of Aida and linen fabric, so there we go. Isn't she fabulous with that beautiful purple gown with all of the detail within that gown as well? There's florals and sparkly bits on, and the horse has got a little flower in his mane. I just couldn't resist that one. I thought that was fabulous. Next is a book of patterns. There are 6 designs in this one, all fairies. This one is by American School of Needlework, and the designs are by Barbara Bartz. And this one, I think, is my favourite. This one caught my eye straight away, with the angel and all the creatures, the deer, the fox. She's holding a little bunny. Oh, so cute. And there are 6 in this book. So we can see here we've got the fairy godmother with the very frilly dress. She's holding a little child with the ribbons. Really sweet. And I'll show you the other designs. I'll just flick through so I can find them, because we have got colour pictures within the booklet. We've got counted cross-stitch basics as well, so some tips and tricks on there. And here we've got some sizes. So each fairy has got a different size actually, and there are suggested size of the finishes for different counts of fabric. So that's really useful to have, really, really useful. So here we've got a Christmas fairy. So here she is in her white, with her white wings and wand, with all of the ribboning detail, as if she's like a present that's been unwrapped herself. We've got a rocking horse, a jack-in-the-box, a little bear, a train, and a spinning top with the building blocks. So really vintage toy feel to this one. Really pretty. The next one is the Flower Fairy. Here we go. And as the name suggests, she's got lots of pansies. She's got a little butterfly perched on her hand up here. She's got a necklace of some sort of flower, maybe roses, not sure. And she's got her little peaky toes at the bottom, barefoot, peeking out. We've got the Dream Fairy. Again, this one is so lovely with the star details. She's got star details around her. There's a little castle here in the clouds. And I thought that one would be really lovely on a blue. Yeah, really sweet. Frost Fairy. So she's got her, again, another flowing gown to stitch, but they've got all of the frosty details underfoot, and her hand is up and it's sprinkling frost everywhere. So really nice fairy designs in this booklet. Oh, just a lot of fabulousness. And I think I was definitely on the fantasy train when I was looking at some of these charts. Here we have another fantasy booklet, this time by a Pegasus publication, Figments of Fantasy, book 147. Designs by Stephanie Seabrook Hedgepath. And here are some of the designs on the front. There are 8, I believe, altogether. Let's open the front page and we'll have a list of the designs in this booklet. Here we are. So in this one we have got Pegasus Roots and Wings, Unicorn, Water Dragon Corner, Imperial Dragon, Imperial Phoenix, Leprechaun, Mini Unicorn and Mini Pegasus, and a Wizard. So we've got the Phoenix, we've got a unicorn with a rainbow behind and some wording there. May happiness and laughter fill all your days for you. Today and ever after, may all your dreams come true. Aww. And then we've got a Pegasus here. To our children, we can give 2 things. One is roots, the other is wings. Oh, I like that too. Really nice. Talking about children, I've got my child arriving for Easter soon. He's going to come and take over the house. He's 25, he brings his PlayStation and it's lovely to have him home, don't get me wrong, but it's lovely when he goes back as well. Oh, I'm terrible. Right, but I've given him his wings. Yeah, but he's got his roots at home. Yeah. Tick, tick. Okay, and we've got this fabulous circular dragon. Oh, I am naughty. It's Good Friday. I said I was going to be good today. And then on the back it shows we've got a wizard, a wizardy wizard with, I think that's a crystal ball. Still scowling even with my glasses on. I think I might need to have my eyes checked, you know. And then we've got a rainbow leprechaun with his pot of gold. What does that say? Oh. I definitely need my eyes checked because I can't read that. Something about a pot of gold in the lettering there. And then we've got a corner dragon. We've got these designs here to create a frame, and there are the 2 mini Pegasus and a unicorn. So I think they're like the design ideas here. Look, we've got different colourways, the same design in different colourways. So a really lovely booklet, that one. And the next one is Whispered by the Wind, Counted Cross-Stitch Designs. Now I knew that I would struggle with the pronunciation of this one. Is it Alcyone of the Pelenades? Sorry if I've completely said that wrong. Pelenades? I don't know. By Mary MacDonald, copyright 2004. And this one, again, it just looked so lovely with those colours. I am a bit of a glutton punishment for the teals, I do have to admit. And when teals and corally reds are put together, oh, I just love that. So I think that's what drew me to this one, as well as the patterning in her dress. I thought that was really clever. She's holding a dove and a star in her hand, and she's got like ringlets with a flower in her hair, and then all of these twiddly frames, and then the sparkles around. I just thought it was really well balanced pattern, this one. So the model is stitched on 14 count Twilight Blue Smoky Pearl, and it's stitched 2 over 2. Just trying to see if I can see the size. Oh, there we are. Stitch count is 99 by 132. So there we are. And there are some more pictures to tempt you into other patterns as well on the back. So really nice one. Next, this one's a bit different, this one, I think, because again it's from American School of Needlework, a Japanese angel. Look at the gown on this one. Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely to die for, isn't it? Oh, she is so gorgeous. And you might be able to see here the parrots or cockatoos maybe, and she's holding a fan and she's got her wings behind, but it's all about that for me, all about her gown. Just beautiful. So again, the design is by Barbara Bartz. Oh, she's put some other designs on the back as well to tempt you in. Look at those. Oh, really pretty. Look, for all 4 angels from around the world. That one with a bear, sweet. This one, that's a tropical one, it must be, with the, she's got like the flamenco type dress and a toucan. And then perhaps Greenland, Iceland with a reindeer and all of that. Oh, it looks like Dutch work on her apron now. I'm not sure. Oh, really, really lovely designs, these. Let me see if I can find some detail on the size of this one. It's copyright 1999. Did I say what size it was? No. Let me see. Design size is 159 wide by 210 high. There we are. I might have to look for the other 3 designs. Wouldn't they be wonderful displayed together? Might have to keep my eyes peeled. Ooh, I don't like that saying. Don't like thought of peeling eyes and things. Oh, take that back. Now the next one is a little bit different. Here we are. Oh, so sweet. Maya's Garden 2. A cross-stitch design by Marja Matches. Again, I hope I've pronounced that right. Really do. A sweet little house, bang centre of this design, with the daisies going up the side of the flowers, the daffodils, the beautiful purple flowers, and 2 little bunnies either side. Definitely spring. Definitely spring. Oh, so, oh, there's a little buzzy bee design right there as well. Really, really lovely. And we have got some social media detail here with a Facebook page, an email and a blog spot there. Nice. Really, really sweet, this one. So I'm looking forward to opening that and having a look at what we would need. I wonder if that would be quite a quick stitch, because I don't think I've got any quick stitches on go. I could do with a quick stitch, couldn't I? That one might be deceiving though. It might be because it's a little picture again. And another chart, again a bit different, this one. Orenco Originals for the Artful Needleworker. And it's Angel Waning Moon from Arts and Crafts artist William Morris. Its size will be 8 inches by 18 inches. That's 112 stitches by 252 stitches. And it's designed for a 14 count fabric. But look, she is lovely, isn't she? Very antique-y feel to this angel. She's holding a moon, and I'm always drawn to moon designs. I think I'm drawn to moons, trees, flowers, angels, fantasy, tarot, all of those sorts of things. Little houses have become a thing though, and I think that's with watching the FlossTube videos. Oh, I just love those, and I don't think I've got enough charts for little houses yet. I think, is that my only little house so far? Yes, anyway, back to this design with her holding. Again, I do like symmetry, and I like the fact that she's holding this moon with its crescent detail under and over. I just think it's a really pretty design, this one. I haven't opened it yet to have a good look. Oh, and she's got a little toe peeking out as well. Little barefoot. So, yep, that was a definite. And the next one is actually a kit. Oh, I saw this and I just thought, well, I'll tell you. Look at this. Elephant Cakewalk. I mean, the title itself was enough, by Amathusia. Look how joyful those elephants are. Oh, look at the colour of the fabric. By the way, elephants are my all-time favourite animal, all-time favourite animal. Those are joyous elephants if ever I saw one. The title, the colour, the elephants, everything about this just said, buy me and buy me right now. So I did. The design size is going to be 22 centimetre by 15.5 centimetre. The cross stitch was designed by Barbara Skelton, copyright 1999. Whole cross stitches only. And we have got it, as I say, in a kit. There is the fabric colour. Lovely, lovely colour. It's a bit like a terracotta plant pot. Yep, one of those that you can't leave out in the frost because they all disintegrate. But that's definitely the colour for this one. We've got all of those beautiful colour threads, quite bright with the purples, pinks, corals, and then we've got the, obviously, the neutrals to set those colours off. And we've got some beads, and it looks like 2 little bells to dingle along. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. Oh, that might have to be a new start very soon. Oh, I'm so thrilled with everything I've got in my haul. I am waiting for more things to come through the post that haven't arrived yet, but that's probably a good thing because then I've got something to show you in April as well, rather than getting it all now. Oh, anyway, it's Easter after all. I have treated myself a little bit. Maybe I won't get chocolate. Who knows? We'll see. Well, that's all I've got to show you so far. I have sprinkled news and new starts and plans in throughout the video. So, deep breath, let's carry on. Let's do those cells, let's do those whips, let's get some finishes. That would be nice. I think I'm way off finishes for quite a while, to be honest. So, deep breath. I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to get things finished. I'm going to enjoy the stitching. I'm going to enjoy the pleasure of the process and not think about the finishes. I would love to have a finish though, but no, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to relax and I'm going to really enjoy stitching. And I hope that you do too. I hope you've got plenty of things on the go and little projects. And I really hope that you're having a wonderful Easter, whatever you're doing, be it eating chocolate, be it stitching, be it enjoying time with the family. I thought I'd finished the video and then I looked down and saw something at my feet that I really have to show you. It was a gift and I absolutely love it. Look, my mother-in-law very, very kindly knitted me this bag. Isn't that fabulous? Amazing colour. In fact, I think it's crochet. It's either crochet or knitted. It's quite heavy actually, it's quite thick. And what she's knitted me this for is to keep all my charts in it. Perfect. See, she knows me well, doesn't she? She knows that I'll need somewhere to keep all of these. And luckily, look, they will all fit in. So I'll be able to keep all my charts and things together in my beautiful bag with a lovely flower, and it's got a flower button on it too. So thank you so much, Jill, for this. I love it. Right, I really now must go. So thanks again for watching. I am really going this time, I promise. Oh no. Oh, I was just starting to pack away and then I realised I do have another kit to show you. Oh, promise is broken while I show you this. And it is a crinkly packet, so I do apologise. I got this kit from Fancels. It is a cross-stitch kit, of course. Here is the picture itself of a cat. I thought it was amazing with the candle and the globe, and the cat is sitting on a book, and it just looked quite mystical. I was really drawn to it. When I unpacked this on my diamond painting video, my unboxing for Fancels, I did get a comment that they had got one as a diamond painting, and I think it was from a licensed diamond painting company, so I'm sorry if it is. Yeah. We want to support our artists if we can, after all, don't we? Anyway, I will show you. It comes with the Aida, and it's got a grid design on it. It's got the colourways down. This is very reminiscent of a diamond painting to me, with having a legend down the side and a picture of the design at the top. And I was just trying to see the size. I think it's a 14 count. Here we are. I've got the sizing up here, 55 by 40. Oh, there we are. 14 count. 55 by 40. And the stitches 270 by 187. And I think I've mentioned before that I've always started in the centre for my designs, but this one I think I would confidently start in the corner because the pattern itself is actually printed on this piece of paper as one big printout, so I think it follows that grid there. So this might be one that I start in the corner for the very first time. I'm not sure what sort of detail we'll get in a stitch with that much detail for this size, so that will be something interesting for me to find out. And here are the threads, all already organised onto their own cardboard drops. There we go. So we have the number. I don't know if it's DMC numbers, but we've got the numbers here for the colours. Look at these beautiful, beautiful colours. There's quite a few, isn't there? Quite a few colours in this kit. Does it say on here how many? Yep, it does. We've got 43 colours listed, with all of their different symbols and numbers. And we get a little pom-pom needle holder and a threader in the kit as well. Let's just take that out. in the little doodah to hold the needles. Quite cute, isn't it? Quite a cute little sparkly pom-pom with the needles in. So I've got 5 needles with this kit. So yeah, that was the last kit, I promise. I really, really, really am going now. Until next time, take care. Bye.